The more you get comfortable with programming, the more I suggest you get comfortable with going to whatever language you're trying to learn and read the documentation for that language. The better you get yourself familiar with this, the easier it's going to be for you to look up things that you might not already know how to do and get more information about. So, or things that you're just curious about. And here's kind of an example. So I'm in the python.org website, and this is Python's official website, obviously. And if I click on docs, you can see, or if you come down here and it says docs.python.org, this is the official documentation, or for all of the syntax and all of the things that Python 3.6 can do. I would encourage you to come in here and explore around and see what some of the different options are. Obviously, tutorial might be very helpful, but we're moving far along in this series, so in this class. But obviously go into tutorial and start to see what else is available, or it might give you ideas to help solidify things that we've gone on over in class. Library reference is exactly what that sounds, the language reference. So this is the syntax and language elements. So this is a good place to explore around in and start to see, the more you get comfortable with languages, the more all of these words seem less weird and eventually get more and more, they have more and more meaning, and so you'll learn how to use them and make use of it. Operators, we've done operators, for example. But what I want to point out today is, and get you start to get you comfortable with the docs, is we're going to do a search for turtle. I know it seems like a weird thing to be searching for in a language, but we're going to search for turtle. And what turtle is just a fun library that somebody else has written. Here's the turtle. That gives us a fun way to create some graphics. And it's a great way to jump in and start getting comfortable with how the documentation works and throwing yourself into the documentation. So you start to play around with some of these things, and you'll start to get some samples. For example, if there's the name of the library, the name of the file, and we saw that in a prior video. And we've got some options. We've got this pen down method, we've got PD, we've got these sorts of things. And they'll also give us not only a description of what that does, but oftentimes it'll give us some sample code that we can practice so we can utilize it in our own code. Recognize these 3 greater than signs. They're running this particular example from the shell. And we've learned that there's 2 ways that we can run Python. We can run it a line at a time from the shell, or we can create a new file and put that same code in our file. So hopefully that looks familiar. And then, like I said, I'd encourage you to look through this documentation on Turtle, because it'll come in very handy for this assignment that you have coming up. And I'm just going to give you a flavor for what Turtle is by creating a new file. And remember, here's your shell. So for example, if we wanted, that was the interpretive shell that we just saw in our code. But we're going to do it from a file. And I want to really encourage you, or to warn you, that if you save this file as turtle.py, your code won't work. You're going to have to name it anything but turtle.py. And so oftentimes when I do this assignment with a class, I will call mine Honu, H-O-N-U, because Honu is the Hawaiian word for turtle. So don't name it turtle, T-U-R-T-L-Y. That won't work. Your code won't work, and you'll wonder what's going on and why isn't my code working. So don't do that. At least give it the name Honu so you sound kind of Hawaiian and cool, and that's still turtle. So you can name it whatever you want, but just don't name it turtle. So I'm going to name mine Honu.py, and I've included a Word file along with this assignment, but I'm just going to give you a little flavor for what you're in for. I'm going to type in from, because I need to utilize the Turtle library, I need to import those methods or functions. And I showed you different ways to do it in a prior video, but I want to be able to access all of these methods without having to write the word turtle over and over again like they did in this example. So I'm counteracting the need to type in this turtle dot by, instead of just saying, if I had just said, let me just type it in so you see it. If I just said import turtle, then every time I created use a turtle method, I'd have to put that turtle in front. I don't want to do that. I want to make my life a little simpler, so I'm just going to do from turtle import. Now I don't have to write the word turtle. However you want to do it is fine, but to me this is a little bit easier. So now I'm just going to utilize some of those methods. Pen size 5, shape, turtle. And all of these methods are documented in that Python documentation we saw just a few minutes ago. But I'm just going to give you kind of a sampling of what it is I'm going to be looking for you to do next. These are a bunch of weird words, and it's kind of tedious typing it in. And yeah, it's going to be a little tedious. Welcome to coding. Remember that peanut butter and jelly video? Everything you do, you have to do very step by step. I'm trying to do this and talk at the same time. And forward 40. So I'm just going to leave it there, just to kind of give you a sampling of what this can do, or what this turtle library is doing for us. So by importing turtle, I'm utilizing some functions that were already written by somebody else. I'm sending those functions arguments, and those functions are doing something with those arguments. Let's see what it is that it's doing. Oh, there you go. Want to see it again? I kind of thought you might. So run, do it again. There it is. All right, so I'm going to leave you to it. The rest of the code to finish up whatever it is this turtle is drawing is included with this assignment. And I'll also include some videos of some past assignments that students have turned in to kind of get the creative juices going. So enjoy and be creative.